Hello, hello! On today's show, I'm going to talk a ton of aliens and dead people. Mike has the best or possibly the worst book to review. And we have a special guest to show us some plastic people. Welcome to your favorite live streaming, whatnotting podcast, comics and collectibles in the crawl space. I, as usual, am your third or fourth favorite podcasting host, Kevin. And we've got a full staff today, but it looks a little bit different. First up, we have our here today, gone tomorrow special guest star, Tyler.
Hello, hello.
Wow. I was hoping maybe I got this wrong. No, okay, good. Okay. And then, of course, the broke is a joke, Mike.
That's funny.
I told you that was next week.
Yeah. It was funny. It's like the here today, gone today, Tyler. He's not sure.
And then lastly, we've got the behind the scenes amazing mechanic, Karen. Awesome. So as you can tell today, we have a special guest host because our regular amazing host that everyone loves and adores, Patrick, was unable to be here today because he's got life to handle. And Tyler was so gracious to accept our invite to fill in, and he will be doing his version of Collectibles on the Horizon today. So I'm really looking forward to that. Right, Mike?
Yep.
And then I just realized I actually put in the title Cover Combat 6 announcement. But when I made that title, I forgot we had already told everyone that Cover Combat 6 is going to be 1980s DC. Yeah, everybody knew that already. So I'll change that title after this so no one else that watches the view or video in the future is confused. But the only thing we have to say about it today is that it's definitely going to be next week that we do round one. Right, Mike?
Yes.
And we'll have our logo because we heard it was like this close to being ready, but then I guess some tweaks we made it not quite ready, right?
Yeah, I think we changed the dynamics of the theme.
We say it again. You broke up.
I think we changed the theme to just DC 1980s. Before, I think he was doing it all encompassing.
He had a logo ready for all 1980s until I/Johnny dropped it on that it was just going to be DC. That's where he had to rework it, and that's not quite ready yet, right? So
correct.
All right, and then I'll just take this moment since we're talking about it to mention too what I mentioned last time, that Cover Combat 7 will be viewer submission Cover Combat. I've sent a few messages out to people to ask them if they're interested in being involved in that. I've always talked up about how my messages usually get good response, but I haven't gotten good response to that yet. But I'll still work on it. I got plenty of weeks to do that. So I'm going to be sending them out regularly. But if you're watching this video right now and you are interested in being a part of Cover Combat 7, send me a message anywhere. You can comment here. You can send me a message, Facebook, Instagram, doesn't matter, that you want to be involved. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Not only will you be obviously the one submitting covers, but then we are going to have a ginormous prize for the victor this time, since it won't be someone that's involved in the Xcellar group. So it'll be exciting. You can actually, vote yourself into a prize and get all your family and friends to vote you into a prize, right? Doesn't that sound exciting, Tyler?
Very.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm telling you, I'm so uber excited. And if Cover Combat 7 goes as I think it probably will, it might be viewer submission Cover Combat for a long time to come. Except, what we could do is later then we could submit one of our own to commit to be in combat as well, but a majority of them will be viewers. So that'd be awesome. So like I said, anybody who's interested in doing that, don't wait for me to message you. I currently have 0 people that have accepted the request. So, but it's going to be first come, first. Huh? Oh no, yeah. Yeah, see, thank God you're here, Mike. I
got a few people in mind to ask.
That happened yesterday.
Yeah, it just happened yesterday. We got the first one. So, and it doesn't matter if we say who the first one is, it's going to be your brother-in-law, right?
And the greatest thing about it is he doesn't collect comics.
Yeah, that's what's
he's an artist. He's got a great style. He's kind of cartoonish, but he loves art, and he knows comic book covers because he's looked at them and he sees them. So that's why I think this is going to be great, because we're getting a wide variety of personalities.
And he actually went to art school too, right?
Yeah, he went to the Art Institute in Pittsburgh before.
Yeah,
I think they closed that down.
What? Art Institute of Pittsburgh shut down?
I think so, yeah.
I don't even know if we can have a show today. I'm so broken up. Daggum. I'm sad about it.
I'm not too happy. I wasn't pleased with them. I went to them after I got out of the Marine Corps. I went down to Pittsburgh, talked to them. I didn't know the first thing about this and all that. And, I met with one woman and sat there for like 20 minutes talking about stuff. I had taken some drawings and photographs that I'd taken, and yeah, that was it. Just showed her that stuff, and she said, "Okay, thanks for stopping down." And that was it. I guess I wasn't good enough for her to say, "Oh, yeah, we'd like you to go to this school."
Hey, just to let you know, you were breaking up a lot there, and it seems like when you back away, you're breaking up, but when you get close to your mic, you're fine. Just to let you know. But anyway, let's get into today's show. We got a pretty standard regular segment show today, but it's still going to be super exciting. So let's get rolling. That's a new one. Our studio audience overlapping an intro. I kind of liked it, though. What did you think of that, Tyler? Was that fun?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's start with me. As I teased, I've got nothing but a lot of, or I shouldn't say nothing. I've got a lot of aliens and dead people to talk about today. I did nothing but watch a bunch of shows this week, including shows I'm not going to review today. Me and my wife are kind of on a Survivor kick. I've been on a Lost kick. I've hooked up some friends. I've been all over the place this week, but it's been all shows. So I'm going to start off here with Invasion on Apple TV, and it's been a few weeks since I reviewed Invasion, so it's actually up to episode 6, season 2 now. Excuse me. I reviewed episode 1 and 2, so I watched episode 3 to review today. And to remind anyone that's new to my review on Invasion, I didn't really care for a lot of season 1, but the finale of season 1 was just grand enough for me to revisit in season 2. Episode 1 started off strong with lots of aliens, lots of action. And episode 2 kind of got okay, but they kind of got back to the things that I didn't like about season 1 and episode 2. And to kind of, again, remind, Invasion follows 4 main sets of characters and how they are surviving a world that has been invaded by aliens. It's really got a similar kind of War of the Worlds kind of feel. Lots of aliens everywhere all the time. And the 4 groups we followed were a bunch of kids, a mother with 2 of her children, a combat operator, and an astronaut. I don't know. Actually, I don't know whether she's an astronaut or her partner's an astronaut. Well, her partner's definitely an astronaut, but she's just like this genius lady, that scientist that is a big proponent in saving the world in season 1. And that's kind of what happened with season 1. They, aliens came, we beat them, and it kind of gave you the impression that it was over. And then it kind of ended that it wasn't over. So in season 2, it started up with, we're back in the mess. But in episodes 1 and 2, the scientist lady, this Asian lady, since she was the major savior in season 1, they've brought her to the one, and that's kind of the key, is there's one mothership, and they were under the impression there was only one, I guess, in season 1, and she beat it, so that's why they kind of thought they won. But since more aliens are back, they've brought this scientist lady to the one mothership that they took down to then see if they could find ways that they could beat all these other ships that are around and all these other aliens. So in episode 3, we're kind of really focused on her doing just that, kind of investigating the down ship. And there's actually an alien on the down ship too that they're kind of trying to figure out and manipulate how they can beat the aliens using this one alien as the research tool. And let me tell you, episode 3 really gets into Independence Day territory for me. So first of all, they've got an alien and they're trying to find the alien. Like I said, they're trying to use the alien to find out how to beat the rest of the aliens. You remember that was kind of in Independence Day, right?
Is it dead or alive?
It's alive. It's alive.
Okay.
So then they figure out that this alien is sending out SOS signals to other aliens, okay? And they're going to hack this signal to then, they figure other aliens are coming for this alien. They're going to hack this signal because they actually come to the conclusion in this episode too that there's a bunch of aliens here already that they don't know how they got here because they're not seeing ships coming in and ships leaving and ships coming in, but all the time new aliens appear, so they're like, how does that happen? So they figure out that they've got this cloaking mechanism. So you remember, again, in Independence Day, remember they had to hack, they gave the aliens a virus so they could defeat them by taking their shields down, if you remember. So in this one, they discover all these other alien ships that are there are cloaked. So she uses the signal that the current alien that they have is sending out to kind of hack the other alien ships and take down their cloaks. So they don't have like the super uber high tech shield, but they're all cloaks. So they don't see them. So then when they take them down, then they can basically target them, and they do. They send out a bunch of nukes at every single one of them, and there's like 50 of them that kind of appear once this signal takes down their shield. Their cloaking device, and so 50 aliens. So it's kind of ominous at first, but then they just shoot a bunch of nukes at them haphazardly. But it works, and they take down a bunch of alien ships. And they're like a hive mind too. So as soon as they take down a bunch of alien ships, all the aliens that are currently on the planet are like getting ready to kill people. Are like, ugh! They kind of disconnect and become a big glob of nothingness. So interestingly enough, this episode seems like it could be a finale. But,
sounds like a finale,
right? Exactly. But I'm gonna watch episode 4 and 5 today. To see how this isn't the finale, because it obviously isn't. So, but yeah, this was a pretty good episode. I enjoyed this. We kind of visited the the combat operator, the army guy, in this episode too, and he actually makes a discovery, a connection that we don't exactly know how it works yet. But Mike, if you remember way back at the beginning of season 1, Sam Neill was actually in this show. It was one of the attractions actually for me to watch this because I like Sam Neill a lot, you know. But they killed him in the first episode, so I was like, "What the heck?" That was probably one of the reasons I didn't like the rest of the season as well. But anyway,
Yeah,
so
the whole reason you're watching it.
gets
One of the
axed
main
in the
reasons.
first episode, right? But there's some discovery that the operator makes about Sam Neill. So I don't know. It seems like it could be a tease to maybe Sam Neill coming back, like he's not actually dead and he's come back or something, like he was just abducted rather than killed or something like that. But that's what's going on with the operator. And then the mother with the 2 children, she's joined up with this kind of mercenary group because, you know, lots of people don't like the way the world's going, not only because of the aliens, but the government reaction to the aliens. It's like, you know, they put people on martial law lockdown. So life's kind of, there's no freedom for anybody. It's like either you're running from aliens at risk of your life, or you are being told exactly where to go and how to live by the government. Those are your 2 choices in this world right now. And a lot of people don't like that. So as you can imagine, there are mercenary forces that don't want to live with the government, that want to just go out and help the people that are being attacked by aliens. So the mother and her children, you know, this is the other group we're following, have met up with one of these mercenary groups, and a dynamic starting to happen there. No major details on that. We didn't get back to the kids in that group in this episode at all. So, but this is a pretty good episode. And Mike, this is one of my first ideas. I kind of mentioned in my invite to y'all that I had announcements, and you know, obviously I was thinking Cover Combat 6 logo and announcement, but again, I messed that up. But I do have a few announcements, and here's one. I'm going to change up my What Kevin Watch reviews a little bit. I'm going to give it a critical review, as well as then whether I enjoyed it or not. Because I kind of incidentally do that in general. But I was thinking about Mike from New York's ridiculous last week, where he's right. You know, if you don't let something play out in its entirety before you start getting critical with it, maybe that's not exactly fair. I don't know if I'd call it ridiculous, but I don't know if that's exactly fair. So I wanted to kind of just give a critical rating first of all. So for example, with Invasion, I'm going to give this episode a 6 bags of popcorn. That's my critical review, because there was some bad writing in this still. Okay. That if I want to pick this apart as a critic, I can. Okay. But overall, I had fun with this episode. So that's where it's going to be a dual review for What Kevin Watched Now, with bags of popcorn being like a critical review of how good this is. And then also just my personal review. How much fun did I have? You know?
Right.
So I don't really have a scale in mind for how much fun I had, but I had fun. I enjoyed this. But I'm going to critically give it a 6 bags of popcorn. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Right. Have you watched this, Tyler?
No.
Okay. You gonna?
Maybe.
Okay. All you have to do for season 1 is to watch the first episode and the last episode, then jump right into season 2. I'm not even joking either. You could, in my opinion, that's what people should do. All right. Then the second thing I watched is I got around to the second episode of The Walking Dead's Daryl Dixon. Tyler, was this on your radar?
Didn't know it was out until right now.
That's kind of cool about comics and collectibles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike, did you start watching this yet?
No. I didn't watch any TV. I mean, I think I watched some Dude Perfect stuff with Cora last night, but that's not really TV, you know, it's just
right.
YouTube things. But yeah, every night, just I don't even know where the evenings go. Whenever you're saying, "Oh, I watched this and that," and Jesse and I watched this and that, it's like, where do you find the time?
Well, we don't have as, you know, we do have the same amount of kids at home now, but ours aren't as little, you know.
Yeah. And then I was yeah, Monday and Tuesday I was out of town, so that brings me to Wednesday. And then Thursday I was working on flag football stuff. Friday I worked late. What did I do Wednesday? Yeah, so
Yeah, and our kids that are still at home are in the mode they don't. I mean, they still like time with us and stuff, but they like their own time and to do their own thing as much as spending time with us. So we kind of actually got to work that out of them sometimes, you know. So
right.
but with your kids' ages, it's kind of the opposite. So anyway, so Daryl, do you care about me spoiling anything for you, Mike?
No, go ahead. Because either way, I'm going to watch it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
even if you say it's trash, I'm going to watch it.
Okay. So, reminder: Daryl Dixon is in France. You know, you can tell in the poster there's the Eiffel Tower in the background. I don't. You know, maybe in some other Walking Dead show, or I still need to check out the preview they had for this. I don't know whether they explained it at all, but I don't know exactly how Daryl Dixon ended up in Paris or France. I keep saying Paris, but more specifically just France. He's not actually in Paris yet, I guess, possibly. But he just kind of washes up on the shore side in a capsized dinghy. It's a very small boat. So I'm like, he couldn't have gone across the entire ocean with that. And we did get a little bit in episode 2 of possibly the answers are coming as to how he ended up in France, though, because we got this flashback of this boat that, of course, is doing research on dead people. We don't exactly know why yet, but they talk about this guy Daryl that basically wreaked havoc on their ship, and now they're after Daryl. But they still didn't explain the details of how he got on that ship and exactly what happened on that ship. But we are starting to find out. Apparently, he took a much larger. It's like a supply ship. You know, one of those big supply ships with the tractor trailer. Compartment bins on them.
The big sea trailers on them.
Yeah. Apparently, he made it across the ocean on one of those, and I don't know how he ended up on a dinghy and washed up on the shore still, but I guess that's kind of coming. They're kind of laying out breadcrumbs from the past, essentially. But this episode starts up, again, reminder from the first episode, he met up with a kid and a bunch of nuns. Only 2 of them are left with this kid that the nuns consider the Messiah. And through adventures in the first episode, he's agreed to take this kid and the 2 nuns to this place where the boy needs to be to save the world. I guess that's the 2 nuns are under the impression this kid can save the world somehow, and Daryl has agreed to kind of protect them to get the 3 of them to this place that this boy needs to be. Okay, that's what kind of happened at the end of episode 1, and then in episode 2. They're just kind of rolling right along on their way to where they're going, and they get attacked. As you can imagine, we all know in the Walking Dead world that, dead people are only half the battle. Then the rest of the human race that's still alive, there's a lot of people. It seems like most of them are as much of a problem as the dead people, right?
Yeah.
So they get attacked by these people, and they get taken to their place, and they find out it's nothing but a bunch of kids. And I say kids, there's some pretty big boys, teenage high schoolers maybe, and then also some young ones. And they find out this actually was like a preschool, like a daycare place that these kids were essentially never picked up from when all heck broke loose on the planet. So it's they had one adult that was taking care of the place, but of course that adult is sick. So Daryl now needs to accept the mission of finding medicine to save this one adult that's been taking care of all these kids this whole time.
Yeah, so he's got options. His mission is to take care of all those kids or save the person that is taking care of those kids? Which one's more difficult?
Perfect. That is a good way to put it. And this, this is just like any adventure game you play, right? You got your main adventure, but then all these side quests keep popping up. That's kind of what's happening here. They're still on their main journey, but now he's got this side quest. And the biggest reason he agrees to do it is because, and I actually thought this was kind of weak, but it's whatever. When they got attacked originally, their donkey that was kind of pulling their, they have supplies to make this journey. They need stuff. So they have this donkey that is carrying the trailer, the wagon, whatever, that they have all their supplies on, and the two nuns incidentally ride. Whenever they get attacked by these people before they know who they are, Daryl makes this, I don't even understand why, decision to, oh wait, I'm actually saying that wrong. They get attacked twice. They get attacked by people, but they also get attacked by a horde. Okay. So when they got attacked by the horde, Daryl made the decision to let the donkey loose. And then the donkey goes running through the horde. And then the horde turns around and starts chasing the donkey. So Daryl used the donkey as a strategy to get the horde to stop paying attention to them.
Right. Distraction.
Yeah. So now he needs a donkey.
Right. And I imagine you can't just find donkeys anywhere.
Right. So they're rolling around looking for a donkey, and that's when the people attack them and take them to their place, and they find out they're kids and stuff. So now Daryl kind of lies, not even kind of, he's basically straight up lies. Hey, I'll help you find this medicine so you can save your person that was taking care of you. But the whole time his intent is to just, he heard there was donkeys here.
Sorry, that's the funniest thing. Daryl Dixon and his
So he pretends he's and I shouldn't say he pretends like he won't actually get the medicine, but that's just not his focus. He pretends pretends is good in this way. So he pretends his focus is finding medicine for the teacher when his focus is actually just getting a donkey or a horse, whatever, something else to drag this wagon along for their main mission, And it's essentially this castle where they know this medicine's at, but being a bunch of kids, they tried to assault it to take the medicine before and actually failed and lost a couple kids in the process. So Daryl agrees, hey, I can do this, and he goes to this castle to get the medicine, to get a donkey / horse, whatever, and that's what happens in this episode. And you can imagine what happens. I'm not really gonna spoil. Karen, thank you for bringing it up. Karen's asking if Daryl's on AMC. Yes, Karen, but I actually watch it. There's an AMC Plus basically connection through my Amazon Prime. So if you have Amazon Prime, you essentially have Amazon or AMC Plus as well. And that's where you can watch all the Walking Dead, I think, are on AMC Plus.
Don't you have to subscribe to AMC Plus though?
No, I'm watching this on AMC Plus. I have no AMC Plus subscription. It's just a sub channel of Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I've seen some of the horror ones, and then it was like a $4.99 a month subscription to it through Prime. It was an additional thing, so I'm glad to hear that it's not.
Yeah, I think there are some that are like that. I don't know exactly what dictates that, and actually sometimes it changes because you remember the Salem's Lot show with King Kong guy. What's King Kong guy's name? Where's Pat? I need him.
Jack Black.
No, the longer nose guy.
Oh, Adrian Brody.
Yeah, Adrian Brody. Sorry, Adrian, if you're watching. I got long nose too. But anyway, Adrian Brody's Salem Lot show.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember watching that.
Yeah, what's the name of that?
I don't know.
Okay.
It wasn't Jerusalem's Lot, was it?
Huh? No,
Jerusalem's Lot?
It wasn't something lot. It wasn't something's lot. No.
Okay.
Anyway, the reason I'm bringing that up is because me and Jesse actually started watching that. I think we watched the first 2 episodes, and then we thought about it recently. Or at least I did. I can't remember whether Jesse was involved with this, but then we went back to watch it and it had a paywall. We had to pay per episode. So I don't know whether they offer something for a while at no charge and then they charge later, or how that works. But so you could be right, is what I'm saying, Mike. For whatever reason, and for this week, I don't know if that's going to be perpetually forever. I'm watching The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon through Amazon Prime on AMC Plus.
Right. Okay, yeah, it was Chapelwaite.
Yeah, Chapelwaite. That's it.
Chapelwaite. And it says you can watch it MZM Plus, Sling, Amazon Prime, premium subscription. So
It's not free though. I tried to watch it. It wasn't free. At least it was a couple weeks ago. Maybe it's changed now. And who knows? That's what I'm saying. Who knows about making these decisions to change stuff?
it's so complicated.
It is.
You want to watch something, try to find a football game.
Right. But as of last night, you could watch Daryl Dixon free if you have his Amazon Prime membership and not an AMC Plus membership.
Right. Okay.
So anyway, we end with everything that is going on with Daryl that I just explained, kind of coming to a solution, and Daryl moving on. And then the only other thing I have to add about this episode is one of the nuns, and I'm saying this in quotation, up to this episode, we were under the impression she was a nun. We discovered isn't actually a nun because they give us her backstory. And we get a little bit of a backstory on this little kid that Daryl is taking to this place, as well as to how he got to where he is. And, you know, and actually it's the same backstory with the little kid and this nun lady. We find out about that in this episode too. So anyway, it was definitely a very interesting episode. I liked it a lot. Plenty of good story and plenty of action. And I think it was done pretty good, except for the whole Daryl, why did you need to get rid of your donkey to evade the horde? And the answer is just because it needed to move the story forward, in my opinion. It really was no logical sense to it, in my opinion. But aside from that, I think the quality is pretty good. So I'm going to give this 7 bags of popcorn. But then again, the second half of my review is I enjoyed this a lot. So I think it's a good episode, but critically 7 bags of popcorn. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Without seeing it, I would say was he being attacked by the horde and the people at the same time?
No,
Oh, okay.
I mixed those two up. Yeah.
So I was trying to think, maybe, you know, it can just the easiest way to defeat the horde is just to distract it, you know, with the donkey, and then, you know, they can get away, I guess. It's the only thing I could think on why he would sacrifice the donkey.
Yeah, that's what he's selling at us, that's what they're selling to us. But my point is, first of all, my first thought was, why didn't you just stay on the donkey then, and just or keep the donkey attached to the cart and then just go through, or you know, turn around, because the horde was in front of him in the city. I don't think anyone was behind him. But anyway, once you watch it, let me know what you think.
Okay.
About Daryl's decision to let this donkey go. It just didn't seem smart to me, you know. Incidentally, they find the donkey later, and it's eaten up, but to bits and pieces.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah. So anyway, studio audience is not happy about the donkey being eaten.
Right.
To pieces. All right, and then I watched Ashoka, episode 6. Mike, I'm just going to assume we're at the same status.
Yes.
All right, Tyler, new to the show. What is your status on Ashoka?
I hadn't heard of it until this show.
Well,
Shut up.
get out of here.
Just kidding. Completely caught up.
Awesome.
Never heard of it.
Sorry, I actually got some coffee down the wrong pipe there for a second. But anyway, man, that makes me so happy. I'm assuming Pat's totally caught up, so we're free to talk here, because Mike, by the time he catches up with it, he'll have forgot everything we said.
Yep, pretty much.
So the way I like to do this, Tyler, is to start with you. I know it's obviously what Kevin watched, but I don't want to lead the witness, and I want to give other people, our viewers, other people's opinions. So what did you think of this episode?
awesome.
Well, I'm
There's
sold.
only, I think, one. Well, I mean, I would say I was blown away by a lot of the. Are we doing spoilers? What are we talking about?
Yeah. Hold on, let me ask you. Did you say were or weren't blown away?
Were.
You were blown away.
Whiz.
You were blown away. Gotcha.
Is, am. What?
Okay. So this is going just like Patrick. This is usually how it goes every week with Patrick, right? Right, Mike?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
He loves it too, and he
Okay.
always starts the ball rolling with positives. Then I come in like a wrecking ball. I do the Miley Cyrus.
I think everything was super quality with Thrawn coming in, and I think he's spot on. And I actually I didn't text you yet because I didn't know if you watched it, but I think it's the voice actor is playing him live action.
Oh, I don't know
He
that.
sounds exactly the same.
He does sound.
I'd be very surprised if he wasn't the voice actor.
I don't know if it's exact, but definitely sounds like him. That's for sure.
But I only have one little gripe,
Okay, let's hear it.
and it's with just Sabine's character in general. It's like
Hold on, let me clarify that real quick. So Sabine is a character. So do you mean the way Sabine's character is being portrayed, or the actress, or what? What are you talking about?
the way she's being portrayed
Okay.
with a lot of her reckless, dumb actions rather than being like calculated risks.
I agree with that. Okay.
But it's been a while and she's gone through a lot, so you could give that an excuse. But I think I only have an issue not with the quality of the episode, but just her decisions on finding Ezra and then obviously hiding it from him for now. As to
You know what?
she's done.
Sorry. Go ahead.
That was
That's it?
yeah.
Okay. So let's start from the beginning of the episode now. And again, I wish Pat were here and maybe you can do this for me, Ty, hopefully. Remind me of any detail I'm missing. But in this episode, we are on the planet that Thrawn is on.
Uh-huh.
And Sabine is still in handcuffs and kind of waiting to see this. And again, you're mentioning Sabine. Again, my first critiques of Sabine are she was acting like a baby too. She was like we had a deal. Like, they just got here. They don't even know where Thrawn isn't even here yet. And they're like, and she's like, we had a deal, like complaining about it, like as if everything's played out and she's been left behind. It's like, have some patience, I thought immediately,
And she's dumb for assuming that they'd have a deal, but be friends for some reason, not
That's
that they'd
true,
have
too.
a deal and that she'd be locked up.
That's true. So then, again, to continue on to where we are, and then Thrawn shows up. Well, first of all, and I can't wait to hear what you have to say about this. I'm surprised you didn't even mention it yet. We get a big shot of this legion of stormtroopers that they're all obviously banged up and scuffed and bruised, to use a lack of a better way to describe, all these markings all over the stormtrooper outfit. So it's obviously a banged up legion of stormtroopers. You got everybody, you guys hearing that feedback too?
Yeah.
No.
Hey, Ty, do you have like other Wi-Fi going on? Like,
I don't have anything. Nothing's running.
all right, cool. Okay. Anyway, so we see this legion of banged up stormtroopers, and then we see this new baddie type of stormtrooper. He's got 75% regular stormtrooper helmet with just the front mask being this kind of Roman. You remember how back in the day, Mike, there would be like Roman gold mask gladiators and stuff. They'd actually have a mask that would look like a face, but it would be made of like gold metal, you know? So we got a stormtrooper that looks like that now.
I saw
Tyler.
pictures of that, and I think it was a throw. I read something about how, because it seemed odd to me, and they were kind of trying to, hat tip to something in the Star Wars universe. Let me look it up. Go ahead.
I don't know if they're trying to connect. I think maybe they've been in isolation for so long they just didn't get bored, but I guess they were all able to personalize themselves in a way.
Well, only one has that, though. The rest of them are just banged up, normal-looking stormtroopers. He's obviously the leader.
Not totally normal.
What do you mean?
They've all got like red and gold stripes all over their armor.
Okay. They're from different legions. They've all been gathered of who's left to make one big legion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what did you think of Goldface, leader stormtrooper?
I think his name's Enoch or something.
Yeah, Enoch. That's it. Good job, Ty.
And
Thank you.
I think he was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a little surprised by that, but I liked it.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I like it. I think it looks pretty cool. It's a little hokey to get used to, but
I wouldn't even say that. I think the initial impression was that was awesome.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my initial impression was just like, I don't know. That feels a little hokey, but then I'm like, okay, fine. I'm cool with it. It's pretty cool, so I'm good with it at this point. So, so yeah, we got Enoch, the new, the commander of this broken legion of, we see them appear. And then of course, in true Emperor fashion, making his appearance like at the beginning of, what Empire at the beginning of Empire? No, we're beginning of Return of the Jedi. Kind of come strolling into the view, down the row of stormtroopers. We see the back of Thrawn rolling in, and then we get then Thrawn just is here now, and he starts to give accolades to Morgan, and apparently he didn't know anything about Baylan and Shin. Morgan has to introduce Baylan and Shin to Thrawn. Then, of course, he is made aware that Sabine is there. And, of course, he knows Sabine.
Right.
And then they bring Sabine in. Baylan apparently has told Thrawn about his deal he made with her. So that's, again, stop being such a crybaby, Sabine, because, see, it's happening now. Okay? So, anyway. Beat up on Sabine. I love her character in general, but your critique of this episode, I'm going to get more into that. I agree with you, Tyler. Sabine was rough the way they portrayed her in this episode. But anyway, so then essentially, Thrawn and Morgan are talking about how they're gonna get off this world and Thrawn's future domination plans or whatever. And in the meantime, basically to complete the deal. Between Baylan and Sabine, they give Sabine a dog horse, right?
Uh-huh.
Whatever. Did the dog horse have a name? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
So, Mike, eventually, like literally, you can envision it right now. Just envision a big dog, big enough to ride like a horse. That's what this new creature is, right? And he's an ugly dog too. I can't really give you a breed of dog that he matches because he's kind of like a mixed match between like a werewolf and a dog, but he's not quite a wolf, right, Tyler? He's kind of goofy, but mean. It's like mean and goofy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to settle their agreement between Baylan and Sabine, they give Sabine this dog horse, and they give her a map reader or whatever. I shouldn't call it a map reader. That gives that false impression. What's
like a radar?
Yeah, radar. That's it. Good. Okay, so they give her like this radar, and they tell her the last coordinates that they are aware. Thrawn tells her these are the last coordinates we were aware of Ezra being or headed to or whatever. So basically, she has a direction to go. She's got transportation to get there, and she's off. Mm-hmm. Right. And then, of course, in true Thrawn fashion, Thrawn is like, okay, give her a head start, but Baylan, Shin, go follow her and see if she finds Ezra. And when she finds Ezra, just kill them both.
Right.
So bad Thrawn, which is a good Thrawn, of course, being that bad. If they would just let her off to find Ezra, it'd be less believable. I like the fact that he obviously was then going to backstab the deal, right, Ty?
Right, as expected.
Yeah, exactly. So then we're kind of following Sabine, and she gets attacked by the locals, which, what are they? They look kind of like a mix between samurai and Snoke's Royal Guard or something like that, didn't they, Tyler?
Mhm. And then they sounded like Tusken Raiders.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So she gets attacked by this group, and of course, she makes quick action of them, of course, because she's a Mandalorian. Right,
Well, it
Mike?
wasn't too quick.
What do you mean?
She struggled.
Well, it was still pretty quick. I mean, 2 minutes. Come on.
That's fair. That's fair.
And I like the way the choreography was pretty good. Some laser action. They stop her there, and then she's got to whip out the lightsaber to get the final victory in. So it's pretty cool.
I would
But this
lead with
is-
a lightsaber every time.
That was my initial thought on the fight.
Well, if
'Cause
they're
when
far
she
away,
when she started getting hounded in person, she hadn't whipped up her lightsaber yet. She did a little bit of hand-to-hand combat.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have time for that little stuff. It's all it sounds like, okay, are we doing this or not? And then
Right. It's like in classic Jedi Sith fashion. The first thing they do is light it up, right?
Mhm.
right.
But anyway, this is the first moment it dawned on me. I hadn't thought about this before. Obviously, Sabine left her helmet behind before she agreed to go with Balin and Shin. But man, it dawned on me in this episode. Man, come on, Filoni. The heck, man.
What?
Obviously, I think Mandalorian is done well because they not only have him 99% in his helmet, but they actually kind of made it a rule for him. No one can see his face, which is beautiful for me. Beautiful. But then in the book of Boba Fett, I mean, it was like someone had to force him to wear his helmet. He never wanted to wear his helmet, which, as much as I don't care who the characters are, if you're a Mandalorian, what makes you cool is your helmet, right, Tyler?
Mm-hmm.
Cooler. I wouldn't go as far as what makes them cool.
Okay, fair. I'll buy that. I'll buy that. That's fine. So the fact is, it makes it cooler. Exactly.
Yeah.
So don't we want this to be the coolest possible?
Yeah.
So I'm like, why couldn't they have just put her helmet on when they, like when she agreed to go with Balin before they handcuffed her, just walked over and put her helmet on so she'd have her helmet on this new planet fighting everybody? Because I'm just like, it stood out to me that she didn't have her helmet on while she's going through these adventures. It gave me Boba Fett back. What's the word I'm looking for?
I'd
Flashbacks.
on you for this specific scenario.
What'd you say, Ty? Say it again.
I'd push back on you a little bit for this specific scenario
Why?
because I totally feel what you're saying for most scenarios, but this one, she's just got kidnapped. Thrawn and Balin don't care or even want her to have the extra protection. You know what I mean? And
My critique is on Filoni. I didn't critique Sabine, Thrawn, or Balin. My critique is on Filoni. He should have wrote it where she grabbed her freaking helmet so she'd be in her helmet. That's what I'm saying, to make it cool.
And that's still what I'm defending, though.
Okay, how's that?
Because of the writing for the scenario given that he made. I get it. Why would he want to write to make sure Sabine gets her helmet when she's being kidnapped by Balin and Thrawn?
Okay, she wasn't kidnapped. She agreed to go with them.
I'm sorry, I'm not using the right words.
Well,
I'm just saying the way it was written.
No, that's
Her
my point.
choosing to go with Balin.
Why couldn't she choose to take her helmet then too?
Because she's so focused on going and Ezra.
She's a Mandalorian. Come on.
There's a lot bigger things going on in that moment to when she left than making sure she grabbed her helmet. I don't.
Yeah. What? Okay. Listen, I'm a Mandalorian at heart. Okay. I'm telling you the way a Mandalorian would think. Okay. Take notes. this is for you too, Filoni, okay? If a Mandalorian agrees to go on a dangerous adventure with some new ally that is obviously technically bad to go find another guy that's even worse with a horrible lady that's a witch, my first thought as a Mandalorian is I need to grab my helmet.
Can you remember exactly in the moment how they left? Did she have time to go get her helmet, or did she?
Yes, it was literally sitting right beside her.
Oh,
That's one of the first things that happens in this episode is, or not this episode, the previous episode when Ahsoka goes to the map area. She looks over and she sees Sabine's helmet sitting right there. And in the map area where Sabine and Baylan and all of them fought, you know, or not Ahsoka, I mean Hera. I'm sorry. When Hera first gets to the map area, she looks right over and there's Sabine's helmet just chilling there. Like it's even set down. It wasn't even like knocked over, like hidden behind a bush. It's like just chilling on a seat.
Okay.
Anyway, so two things. One, in my thoughts as a Mandalorian, she would have grabbed her helmet. That would have been first thought. And then two, I don't think because Baylan was pretending to be Sabine's friend, like come agree with me and I'll help you find Ezra. So he was pretending to be Sabine's friend. So there would have been no problem in the writing or the continuity of the story or their believability or whatever you want to call it, that Baylan would have allowed her to grab her helmet as well. And then maybe she wouldn't have had her helmet on in the prison, but when they essentially give her Doghorse and radar as a gift to go find Ezra, it would also still be believable at that point for them to say, hey, you can take your helmet too. You know what I mean? Like uncuff her, give her Doghorse, give her radar, give her helmet. But she can't have her helmet because it was left on the freaking planet. Anyway.
Have you ever forgotten your car keys in the house? And then
she's a Mandalorian.
You're a human.
Just wondering. You ever get to the store and say, where's my wallet? My whole purpose
Here's
was
the equivalence.
to spend money.
Here's the equivalence.
My wallet.
Here's the equivalence. I'm not going to forget my pants. Okay? I'm going to put my pants on before I leave the house.
That's a better one. That's better. You can't forget the pants.
Right. Because she's a Mandalorian. That's okay. Anyway.
But she's got pants and a top on.
But she's a Mandalorian. A helmet is like her pants. Anyway.
I know I've forgotten my hat before.
No, I feel you. I think they do unmasking a little too often as well.
Okay, you know what I never forget? Okay, Mandalorian's a religion. That's the way, you know, what the Mandalorian, that's the way the Mandalorian put it. He said it's my religion, right? Okay.
Right.
I don't leave the house without my cross, okay? Mike, your religion is not your hat. If your religion was your hat, Mike, you wouldn't forget it.
Right.
Anyway, rant over. I'm sorry. Let's move along. So again, and believe it or not, even though I went on a super rant because I'm very passionate about the whole helmetless Mandalorian thing, it really didn't destroy the episode for me because I'm gonna kind of, it seems contradictory, but it's facts. That's a small thing for me. This was a minor annoyance for me. I was able to get over it. Basically, it's like this. It's a minor annoyance for me, but if you get me talking about it, you get some passion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anyway, so she makes pretty quick work of these samurai Tusken troopers or whatever. And then she meets up with, and if Pat were here, I could already hear him talking about, you know, we get these new aliens for a new action figure. That's what Pat always kind of says, right, Mike? He's always like, got to have a new characters and new races to have new figures, right? Yeah. So what would you call these new creatures that we got, Tyler?
Oh, no idea. I don't.
They're like snail turtle guys, snail rock turtle guys.
Yeah.
They're just like taking different animals and mushing them together.
Which I love it. Give me more.
They do it. They never miss.
Give me more. Give me more. I love this little snail guy. It's so cool. Hey, Karen, give me a signal. Are you watching Ahsoka? Okay, cool, because Karen, there's a new snail character in episode 6 you're gonna love. Okay, he looks just like a snail, and he's shy, and he is a coward. You know, affectionately referring to him as a coward, and he basically meets up with Sabine. Sabine's dog horse. Oh, this is another critical thing I've got to say about this, which kind of goes with what you were saying about Sabine's decision. You know, whenever she got attacked by the Tuscan samurai, her dog horse ran, which I thought was completely. Karen says she's going to start watching it tomorrow. Awesome, Karen. Sabine's dog horse ran, which I thought was completely logical and makes that's what I would expect all horses to do, right, Ty? But then after the battle's over, the dog horse comes back to her and she starts yelling at it. First of all, like it's a little kid, and then second of all, like she'd known it for more than 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? It's like, do you agree with that, Tyler?
Yeah. The relationship with her and the dog, and then how the dog acted was definitely a nitpick for me as well.
Yeah, well, I didn't mind how the dog acted.
It was such a baby and scared, and then all of a sudden, when they met the turtles, it was this big tough guy.
Hey, give me one. I'm sorry to interrupt this. Give me 1 second. Hey, Phil, for like a minute.
What? You know what I'm talking about, Uncle Mikey?
Yeah, it sounds like I'm not going to watch this show because it's trash. Just kidding.
You watched it, right? You said you watched it.
No, I haven't, but I do have. So Captain Enoch's gold mask is reminiscent of the Night Sisters. It says the Night Sisters are key to both this story and this planet, and the gold mask is very reminiscent of their people and their culture. So I don't know if that makes sense to you. I don't know who the Night Sisters are.
I guess my memory is just failing me because it's not giving me any of those vibes at all.
Yeah, I don't remember that from.
I don't remember any gold-plated face from Night Sisters, and maybe he's trying to look like the yellow-skinned Night Brothers, but that's not giving me any vibes like that.
Yeah, that's interesting. That doesn't mean anything to me either, Mike. I don't know.
Where'd you read this?
Screen Rant website.
I'm gonna email their people, see what they're talking about.
Hey, I have to tell you,
Molly is the person. She wrote the article, so you want to talk to Molly.
Hey, I have to tell you,
blowing up.
I have to tell you guys what just happened just now that I had to step away for. You ready for this?
Yeah. Yes. Let me guess. You spilled something.
I did. Well, technically, I didn't spill anything. Okay, but I did, but I didn't. So hear me out. So, Mike, this has to do with what we talked about last week. You know how we talked about how our Baltimore Comic-Con stuff isn't cleaned up yet and it's just kind of still on the table?
Yeah, I'm nervous to hear the rest of this now.
So I've got it to the left of me, okay?
Yeah.
And you know the hats we bought for flag football?
Yeah.
I have them on the top of the stack of my Baltimore Comic-Con stuff, right?
Right.
And right beside me, I have an Arizona green tea, the big can, okay?
The big can, of course.
And my Daredevil #1, right? Okay.
Right.
So in my ranting about the helmetless Mandalorian, I apparently lodged the hats that were at the top of the stack here just loose enough that all it took was one more bump of this table, that the hats fell off the stack of Baltimore Comic-Con stuff and knocked over the can and dumped it all over my Daredevil #1.
I'm assuming that bag and board was tightly sealed because you're laughing.
No, I'm laughing because it's hilarious. But unfortunately, since I'm going to review Daredevil #1, it was completely bagged.
Oh my God.
It is toast.
Well, I mean, let me see it. Did you hold it up?
Oh, is that the new one?
Yeah, this isn't the
okay, you can just grab that off the
original volume 1.
Yeah. It's $5. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Or he can just ask
$7.
me for it because I think I have 2 copies. Accidentally. Anyway. I hate when I
I didn't react. I didn't react at first because of that. It's just the newest, latest one. It sucks, but it's not atrocious. But then the tea, because I wasn't cleaning it up, because I was thinking, okay, that'll just soak up in the book. But so much dumped on it, it started leaching over to my laptop.
Oh, no big deal. The comic book will just soak up all the green tea.
Well, it was too late at that point. It's already ruined. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know?
Daredevil #1, the quicker picker upper. It was a double size. That's why.
Oh my God, I'm serious though. It's so crazy. I wish I could show you the whole visual of how this. It was just your hats, or the hats I bought for us on top, and they just fell, and it was like a domino effect. And
You're sitting there watching it happen.
I am. I'm watching it happen with just trying to be professional with the show. Now I've ruined the show because it started leaching at my laptop, and that's when I have to go. Hold on, I'll be back. Anyway, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad you researched that while I was away, Mike. But yeah, that doesn't mean anything to me either. So, but yeah, when the way the dog horse thing came back to her, all kind of docile and scared or whatever, I was fine with that. But the way she was talking to it, as if she was that friendly with it, and as if she trained it for years to listen or something. It was I thought it was very weird the way she acted.
She was definitely annoyingly harsh in a moment.
Yeah.
And then
so then in true, and again, I always keep saying this, kind of referencing it to other things. In true Return of the Jedi, Princess Leia Ewok fashion, Sabine it makes friends with the snail rock alien, and he makes her aware because he's wearing a Rebels logo necklace that he must know where Ezra is. And because I forgot this, in the battle with the Tusken samurai, her radar to find Ezra is destroyed. So she was kind of at a loss at this point. She was just kind of wandering until the dog horse discovered the rock snail guy. And he, like I said, he makes her aware through his alien language. They aren't speaking the same language, of course. But that's kind of old hat. We just kind of accept that stuff, that people can express each other in such a way it's understandable. And Snail Guy takes her to Ezra. And then we're reunited with Ezra at the end. And that's kind of where we are. Right, Ty?
Yeah. And he wants to know how she got there, but obviously she doesn't want to tell him.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
My prediction that Ezra was going to be immediately angry. But that kind of wouldn't make sense unless he knew how she got there, which he's in the dark on still.
Yeah, he's kind of like thinking that we can just get out of here now. Let's go. I can't wait to get home. Let's get there. Yeah. So that's where we are. Yeah, Hellboy, aka Pat, is chiming in. He recognized her rebel symbol, but yeah, I think he probably said that before. Then I said, yeah, he's wearing a rebel symbol.
Yeah, comments might be a little bit delayed.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But I think Ezra's going to be angry with her. It's just because I'm angry still.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Ezra sacrificed himself to stop Thrawn, and she basically gave Morgan and Balin and Shin the means to find Thrawn to save Ezra. It's counterintuitive to what would have been the smart thing to do. That's for sure.
Yeah, I saw a TikTok of his what's going to be his reaction is of the Green Goblin and Spider-Man one with Norman Osborn going, you know how much I sacrificed?
Oh, that's hilarious. That's awesome.
That's exactly like him.
Exactly. He put himself out there to save the universe, and she just basically backpedaled on all of it.
Yeah, if you pause
without conferring with him.
If you pause his life from the end of Rebels to now, he just lost 10 years or whatever of his life, and nothing's changed now when he goes back home.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to think of it. Has it been 10 years? Are you sure about that time frame?
I think so. I don't know. I'm guessing.
Okay, gotcha.
I feel like in the back of my mind that's what I've heard, but I don't have any source.
Yeah,
on
gotcha. So anyway, overall giving my ratings again, then I'll give the quality of this a solid 7 bags of popcorn, just because there was some hokey stuff for me. But overall, as far as enjoying this, I loved it. It was great. I thought I've definitely loved the last 4 episodes. And I'm pleasantly surprised with everything overall. Oh, you know what? The other thing that this isn't even a critique, like it's negative, but just to mention it, there's very little Ashoka in this episode of Ashoka.
Yeah, I
You
thought
know?
about that with you, that you were gonna say something about it.
Yeah, if I was an Ahsoka lover, like if I was only watching this because I loved Ahsoka, see my Boba Fett reviews, I'd be so mad. I'd be like, "Where's Ahsoka?" But anyway, yeah, check out
Well,
Ahsoka.
she took the first quarter of the episode herself, right, in the ship.
Quarter?
I'd give it a quarter.
Nah, I think 10th.
10th?
Yeah, seriously.
I'll meet you at 8th.
Okay, fine. Okay, anyway, so yeah, I think Ahsoka's doing pretty good.
I'll give it a 9.
Overall. Oh, you give it a 9 bags of popcorn?
I'm
Okay.
so fascinated with Thrawn. I think he's awesome, and he was just perfect.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Speaking of what Pat would mention too, with now we got a whole new legion of stormtroopers you got to get. Right, Ty?
Yeah. A day after the episode, someone already customized Enoch.
Oh, really? Oh, that'd be awesome.
And it's
yeah. There's Patrick.
Perfect.
There's Patrick chiming in. Should be called Rebels with Ahsoka. Right. Exactly. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I liked it a lot. Hey, Pat, if you're listening right now, once you chime in, kind of loved it, hate it, in between, how you feel about this episode? Or you can give a bag of popcorns if you want, bags of popcorn if you want. We'll stand by for that. But
popcorn.
but that's all I watched this week.
Was it at the beginning of this episode or was it last episode? But we saw Ahsoka wake up without her headdress on, and that was the first time I think we've ever seen her without it, and it was kind of weird.
I think that was last episode, at the end of the episode.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
What
Yeah, where they had her. Oh no, you're right. That was at the beginning of this episode. They had her on the ship, and she was, when she first woke up. Yep, you're right. I think that was the beginning of episode 6. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It wasn't bad. It was just weird. We've never seen it before, so it felt funky.
She definitely seemed like her hairline was receding. Where that's what it seemed like, kind of like a bald guy with a receding hairline way back here. Her head was really exposed.
Well, how do you mix orange into white? It's
yeah.
I always thought it was just a part of her.
No, that's actually like a helmet, whatever I don't know what you call it. Yeah, headdress. Yeah. Todd nailed it. Yeah. So anyway, Mike, the opposite of what you said. Check this out, Mike. Karen says she's going to get on it. Mike, you need to get on it too. I think not only would you like it a lot, but I really think Mark would love this too.
All right.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Check it out. All right.
I will.
Oh, that was a lot more fun than I thought it would be, actually.
Yeah, I have a. Go ahead.
I was just saying, thank you, studio.
Oh yeah, I have a Cover Combat 7 update.
All right, let's hear it.
The first 8 covers have been submitted.
Whoa!
For Cover Combat 7.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
And out of them, I've never seen.
Hold on a second. Pat's chiming in to answer my question.
A little more emotion.
He was hoping for a little more emotion between Sabine and Ezra. I feel that too, actually.
What do you mean?
I don't think, maybe in my opinion, more is not what I was looking for, but I didn't think it wasn't portrayed very well. Like they tried to show a lot of emotion between the two of them, but I thought it kind of fell flat. But Pat's saying he just wished there was more emotion between them. You know what I'm saying, Ty?
Yeah, I guess I'd say it's the shock of the situation as well. Maybe played a factor.
Maybe.
I
Okay.
didn't think about that in the slightest. I don't know. I'd have to
Okay.
watch it again to maybe understand how you're feeling.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Now, Mike, sorry to interrupt you with that. What were so first cover Combat 7 submissions are in.
Yep.
What were you getting ready to say after that, Mike? Sorry.
I've never seen 3 of the 8 covers, so that's exciting.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
Awesome. So
What's
shout out to
the,
Ando then, I'm assuming, right? I mean, we're
Cover
talking about
Combat 7 premise, since it's viewers, they're just submitting anything.
Yeah,
anything.
fan submissions. The only covers that are not allowed to be submitted are winners of 1 through what
5.
will be 6.
Yeah, what will be 6? Yeah.
Yeah.
Previous champs cannot be submitted. Yeah.
Right. Everything else is submittable.
Okay.
Sounds fun, right, Ty?
Yeah.
I just want to skip 6 and go straight to 7 with what he submitted already. I'm just kidding.
Let's not don't downplay 6. You know it's gonna be awesome.
I know. Actually 6. I'm really excited for 6, seeing the covers that have been submitted. Tyler, Tom. Sorry.
It'll be more exciting when you see the last 16. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or 18.
18.
Let me just say this, or I guess ask this for y'all's opinions. Obviously, the XcellarComics group is who's been submitting the covers, and now we're making it viewer submissions. Are those viewer submissions allowed to be our wives, our children? You know, what do you think about that? I mean, could Maddie submit for? I mean, what are the limitations? Are the only limitations is the people in the group can't submit and everyone else can, which includes, or can anyone? Is it like a sweepstakes where anyone that's attached to Xcellar can't submit? What say you, Mike?
Yeah, I think it's open to everybody that isn't part of the direct Xcellar group that, that hasn't participated already,
Do you have something to say about that before I've got this new thought, Tyler?
No.
Okay, how about this? And I know you didn't even really give me any pushback, Mike, but I just kind of pushed back against myself. Let's do this. Anyone that's attached to the Xcellar family can submit, but they can only submit 1 cover. And all the other viewers that aren't attached to the Xcellar family, they can submit the 8 covers. We'll do it that way.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I mean, we're making this up as we go, and
right.
We'll fix the bridges as we burn them, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know how things are going to work and how many covers we'll have submitted and how.
That's what I was thinking. Right. I reach out to some viewer. They might only give me 3 covers anyway. So we might have more submitters than we usually have to get to our goal of whether it be 48 or
56 or whatever.
I think it'll have to be adjusted as we go. If we get closer to the deadline and we don't have what we need,
That's true. Yeah.
Then I'll be like, hey, Maddie, can you submit 9 covers?
That's a good idea. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, Ty, see, awesome. Everybody being here is awesome because that's perfect, Ty. We'll keep that down in until we get close to when Cover Combat 7 is here, and then we'll utilize people that are close to the Xcellar group, but not in the group as the last submissions.
Right.
If we
Fill in
need
the gaps
to get there. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Perfect. All right.
That's how we do things. Just make it up as we go.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought there was already a constitution on this.
Right.
Yeah, we changed that too.
Yeah, there's as much of a constitution as there is as much of a constitution as there is ease in amending.
Exactly. These are the rules, but we can change them at any time.
Right.
I learned that from our government.
Yeah. Let's not just in time. Let's get out of this conversation. All right. I like the timing on that one. All right, Mike, what do you got? You're muted.
It mutes me whenever the introduction is done, and then it delays in unmuting me.
Yeah, I'll remember that from now on personally. When I do an introduction, and then I'll do your mute for you because you're thinking about other things, so you're not focused on that. So it's fine. So I'll take care of that from now on.
It normally unmutes.
Well, I don't think it's been normal. I think it's been 2 episodes now where it doesn't unmute you for some reason. So
for everybody else, it ends up either way.
Right, gotcha.
All right. So this week for pick 3, here are 10 covers, and these are all coming out Wednesday, September 27th. Well, the DC books are Tuesday, but you can pick them all up on the 27th. We'll start off with Action Comics 1057 from Steve Beach. Then Gotham War Red Hood #1. Carmine, his name is going to kill me here. Giandomenico. Carmine Giandomenico. I don't even know. I tried it twice. That's hard.
I don't know. I can't help.
Yeah. When I was writing it down, I was like, oh, I'm going to struggle. Okay. Next up, Godzilla War for Humanity 2, Andrew McLean. The Brave and the Bold #5, Ben Oliver. Firepower 27, Dan Panosian. Detective Comics 1074, Kelly Jones. Power Girl #1, John Boy Myers. Tales of the Titans #3, Rose Besch. Ultimate Invasion #4, Francis Manipool. And Black Hammer, The End from Max Fiumara.
All right. I have to say, this week is one of the subpar weeks as far as my opinion is concerned. I was able to pick 3, of course, but I didn't like that many of these at all. So I'm usually the one. I would say this rarely happens for me, but I wasn't feeling a lot of these. How'd you feel about this week, Tyler?
I have mostly the same opinion as you. I still think they're all good, but in your aspect, I wasn't blown away by any of them.
Yeah, making it easy to pick kind of thing. Yeah, and I'm going to speak for Pat now since I said I didn't really like it, and Tyler agrees with me. He didn't really like it. I'm sure Pat loved this week. He thought all of them were spectacular.
No, he didn't. Hold on, let me see. I can find.
Mike, that whole time you were talking, there was a laugh track happening. Start over.
Yeah.
And I know Johnny would hate this week just because of one cover.
Which one?
Just look at it.
Johnny, okay. Johnny would hate this week because of one cover. Look at it.
Johnny liked all 10, he told me. No,
There's Batman on a gargoyle.
That's a Pat. Is that a Johnny thing? I thought that was a Pat thing too.
That's a Pat thing.
Oh, it's a Pat thing?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So you already lied then. He doesn't like all of them.
That's true. You're probably right. The only thing I will say that's different about this Batman with a gargoyle that made me not even think about what you just said is he's standing. So doesn't it seem like he's always like crouched on a gargoyle? That's like the trope, right? He's always crouched on a gargoyle.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm still gonna say Pat loved that cover.
I know I can't find. Oh, here we go. Gotham War, really good until you get to Catwoman's face. She has like a 5 o'clock shadow.
Hold on, who's saying this?
Patrick, this was in his email to me.
Okay.
It said another Batman on a gargoyle. This one in action got my immediate boot.
Okay, so Tyler nailed it. Got it.
Yeah. But he did have an honorable mention on the Black Hammer. Nice layout.
Nice.
The last one. So that's Pat's commentary on the pick 3. And I knew as soon as I put the Brave and the Bold up there, I knew that Patrick was not going to vote for that one.
Okay.
But, I love Ben Oliver's work, so I had to put that one up.
And who did you say did Tales of the Titans again?
Rose Besch.
So is she kind of always kind of Peach Momoko-esque? Are they similar artists in general?
I guess I think she's a lot different than Peach, but I guess you can put her in the same on the same side of things.
Yeah, and my naive artist appreciations, which I know I'm a low baller on that thought. I was thinking at first that was Peach until I read it.
Oh.
You know?
No, and she's very stylized, and right now she's doing a lot of the variants for the DC books. It's like almost a running theme through a lot of the books. You know, they're doing a lot of her stuff. So.
Is that a common thing with Action Comics? They do that kind of border thing all the time.
No, that's why this one really stood out for me. I really liked this one. Normally, I don't like cluttered covers like that with, you know, multiple pictures, but this one just really stood out. I liked it a lot.
I feel like that's one thing I don't know where I'm seeing it often, but I don't like the border stuff.
Oh, I love borders.
Well, the Detective Comics were doing that on the A covers, or I don't know if they still are. Are they still doing that?
Yeah, some of those, while they're really great, it's you have to study them to really find
why
the
it's
picture
great.
in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, they're really good, but they're not stand out real quick, striking.
right.
So, all right,
All right.
Well, luckily, every single cover received. Well, let's go at least 2 votes.
Oh wow, that's a congratulations to you, Mike. Good job, regardless of what we think.
Yeah. Yep. Every cover got a little bit of love. All right. So let's start with our 3rd place cover, which I assumed it would be our 1st place cover, but came in 3rd. We have.
Nice.
Sorry.
What do we have here?
Power Girls
Oh,
up.
Power Girl. Yeah. It's, yeah. For the rest of the world, for me, it's not. Power Girl number 1, John Boy Myers.
Very nice. I voted for that. Studio audience love that one too.
Love that one too. Yeah, I really like John Boy's artwork.
Me too. I voted for this one. You vote for this one, Ty?
I did.
Nice.
I didn't.
What? You really liked all 10. We know it's tough for you. Got it.
Yeah. But I still vote for only 3.
Yeah.
I did not vote for 2nd place either.
What? Wow.
I didn't vote for 2nd place. 2nd place we have, and this one surprised me.
Tales of the Titans number 3.
Rose Besh.
I'm not surprised, but I didn't vote for it.
I'm not surprised either. Neither was the studio audience. They love this one as well.
Let me see. And Patrick, where's his votes? Yeah, this is the only one
Of Patrick's votes that made it.
I think my whole house voted for this one, so I thought it would do well.
The Raymonds carried this one. Right?
All right. And in 1st place
Was dominated, crushed everybody. That was
Nice.
funny.
we've got Brave and the Bold number 5.
I did
Bad
not
choice.
vote for that.
Sorry, Patrick.
Tyler didn't vote for this one either. I voted for this one.
Yeah,
I
I
think-
voted for this.
Did I nail it? Did I pick the top 3 this week?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep, you sure did.
Look at that. Well done.
Thanks. Where's my prize?
You get to host next show.
Yeah. There you go.
My prize is to host the next show. Got it. Did you guys notice I was doing my I was doing a Patrick impression there too. Every time Patrick makes this joke, he does this, and I'm gonna impersonate him again. He's like, "Where's my prize?"
Yeah.
I love when he does that. It's funny. Anyway, it's good though.
Sorry, Patrick, but we all love the Batman on a gargoyle.
Yep. Like I said, okay, just you personally, Mike, do you feel what I'm saying on this one? I mean, obviously it's Batman on gargoyle, but you just don't usually see Batman standing on a gargoyle, right? He's usually doing his brooding, crouching look.
Probably more times than not.
I don't agree.
Okay, Tyler, here's a
The
challenge.
cover that sparked this upbringing about Batman and a gargoyle was when Batman was standing on a gargoyle, and I have the cover in my brain.
We'll
Yeah,
find it.
probably
We'll find
the
it
Jim
right now and
Lee.
show me.
Yeah, it was the Jim Lee cover, I think. Was that
Really?
Batman's? What was that? 708 or I think it's 708. I can't remember.
It's like a side shot, and he's like looking out into the city, but then
Yeah.
like the camera's on his left.
Okay, you may be right. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Like, that is definitely possible and wouldn't be the first time.
Oh my! Or is it
What?
7? Trying to remember what cover that was. Was it maybe it was 608? Too many numbers in my head.
Yeah.
It's the Hush series. Anyway,
We'll find them. I believe you guys have proven me wrong, but just by saying it. But I would love to see it visually. I love to get proven wrong visually. So,
all right. Yeah, 608.
608. Google it.
I did.
no, me. I think he's talking to me.
Yeah.
Oh, bring that closer, just a little bit closer. Dadgummit, you're right. There he is, standing proud. That's true.
It has the matching Superman.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
It's like,
Well, the only thing I'm going to say is I'm not sure that is the one that started this debate. I'm going to still stick with the one that started this commenting session that's lived for a very long time now was a crouching one. That's where I'm confused. That's what I'm going with now, and I'm sticking
Show
to
us the cover.
Okay, I'll research that during your review today.
Yeah.
That was kind of fun. Never mind. That was an inside joke.
wait, during Tyler's review?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Good luck.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks. All right. That was great though, Mike. Obviously, the people loved your book, so another great job again this week, as always.
Some weeks are slim pickings on because a lot of covers they're just standard. They're good, but I always look for what's striking. If you're looking across the shelf, something that's just really jump out at you, and sometimes nothing really jumps out. So kind of have to settle for things.
Yeah. Yep.
We'll see. I'm gonna look at the upcoming covers and then judge you.
Well, we've talked about, and we're going to do an episode where we switch roles. So, Mike or Tyler, if you want to show up for that episode, you can be the pick 3 picker for that week.
Yeah, it'd be the opposite sketch.
Yeah, that's what we plan on doing for an episode. Doesn't that sound fun, Tyler?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. But let's get into some more fun, some reviews.
Yep.
Mike, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Did you tell me to shuffle before you realized I actually shuffled because you knew it was coming? Is that what happened? Oh, Mike, you're unmuted now. There you go.
Yeah. No, I wasn't telling you. I was just commenting. Shuffle me to the top. There I go.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
All right. What do you got?
I'm going to show you the cover that I picked up off the shelf, which later surprised me. The Sacrificers #1. And I think I this was part of my previews, and then I failed to order it. So when I was at the comic book store, it had been a week after it was out, and I said, "Oh, I forgot I wanted to grab that and check it out." So I went over, and this was the only cover left. Turns out this is a 1 in 15 variant from Jenny Frison, which that was pretty awesome. 1 in 15 for cover price. I like that.
That is awesome. Yep.
But everybody else might be more familiar with the A cover, which is right there. So this is from Rick Remender. We all know Rick Remender. Uncanny X-Men, Venom, Black Science, 7 to Eternity. And the artwork is Max Fiumara, who he just, in our pick 3, he did the Black Hammer cover. But also he's done Abe Sapien, BPRD, some Black Hammer, and my favorite Black Hammer story, Dr. Andromeda, which was originally published as Dr. Star. So I'm already excited for the creative team. And this is a lot of people are talking this book up from the artwork and the writing. Rick Remender's a good writer. So the gist of this is we've got. You say something?
I just said definitely looks cool.
Oh, okay. As always, I have some interior artwork.
Nice.
So families must provide one child for a sacrifice, and that sacrifice allows the overlords to keep everything harmonious for that price. And we begin with there's a pigeon-like family, and they've got 4 young children and then 1 older child, and the older child is kept in the barn by the father. And I think he does this on purpose to knowing that that child's going to be the one they offer up for the sacrifice. So he always kind of acts and treats that child as if he's done something wrong. And I think he does that to so it's easier for him to have a reason to sacrifice him, so he's not so attached. And I think he tries that, but unfortunately his wife and the other siblings, they have a connection to him. They feel sorry for him, and you do as well reading it. That's where Max's artwork is just so phenomenal. I mean, how do you draw a pigeon and type character and get some emotion in there and get the readers to really feel for it? And he does a great job with it. Let's see. Oh, so okay, and then so then the overlord, who is Rokos, I guess, and he's talking about an upcoming gala and his daughter, Soluna, and she's not to attend it, even though she's 18. He feels that she's not ready. She doesn't agree with this. So I imagine in upcoming issues, whenever we get to the gala, she is going to be there, even though she's not supposed to be. I think that's where her and the pigeon character are going to try to get together and wreck the system, break the system or whatever. Issue number 2. On the cover here, this is the foreman of the harvest, and he's who goes around to the families and collects them, and he pretty much puts them in shackles, and they line up and just march town to town collecting all the sacrifices. And in issue number 2, they go to another a new town, and this town, everything's opposite. The sacrifice is they're celebrating the arrival, and the sacrifice is ready and honored to go. She believes that they're headed to a paradise, while all the previous ones that were in line believe that they're to be thrown into a volcano. And on the journey to the end there, see, there's the celebration whenever they get there to when the foreman gets there, it's the whole town is celebrating. It's an honor. So on the whole trip, they're her and the other sacrifices are arguing about what their end is going to be. Where
their
she's
destination,
she's thinking they're going to paradise. They're thinking they're going to be thrown into a volcano. So this is a must-have. I mean, the artwork is phenomenal, top notch. It's what it's kind of like reminds me of 7 to Eternity with Jerome Pena's artwork. That with Remender's writing, it's a perfect pair. So this is beautifully drawn, well written. I really recommend picking this up. It's fantastic.
Nice. It looks awesome.
Yeah, and there's already a second printing for number 1 has come out, same as the A cover, just with a different color variation. We've got number 1 came out August 2, number 2 came out September 6th, number 3 comes out October 25th. So you've got some time to pick these up. I think they should all be found cover price. Nothing really going crazy with the A covers. And also, I wanted to say Dave McCaig did the colors for this, and they're fantastic. So all around, this is a must-have.
Nice.
Pick it up, and I read it twice. I read issue 1 and 2 twice. That's how much I enjoyed it. I usually don't go back and read things twice so quickly.
All right. Well, to force Tyler into a review against his will, Mike has the cover for Venom number 23 up for you here, Tyler. We know you read it. So let me just interview you real quick, okay?
Okay.
What is your just instinctually? What's your memory after you read this? Do you remember you felt good about it in general, or do you remember you were disappointed? It was hokey. What was your just general, surface memory?
Well, I remember it's definitely awesome.
Okay. So
Toxin comes back in because he needs Venom's help.
who comes back in? Sorry,
Toxin.
Roxim.
Toxin.
Oh, Toxin. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was getting ready to say
Venom,
that.
right there.
Venom, Toxin,
Yeah, no, I'm tracking with Toxin. I was just getting ready to say, is Roxim kind of like Toxin?
No.
But it's just my hearing. Got it. Okay. So Toxin's back in.
I remember Black Widow comes into the fray, discovers a little bit of symbiote action herself.
Black Widow. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. This is breaking news to me. So Black Widow's in Venom, and she gets involved in some symbiote action.
Yeah, she's a little cameo at the end.
Oh, okay. So she's not a major role so far. What issue is Venom on, Ty?
25,
So this is from July. So we're not too far back.
roughly. No.
And did you read 24?
No.
Okay. So we'll wait for your review the next time you come on of Venom number 20.
This was a fantastic review.
No. It's definitely fun. It's informative. I like to hear whether you're enjoying the current state of Venom or not. Definitely. What's that, Mike? What are you showing?
This is the variant cover for number 23.
Holy spoiler variant.
I shared this on the Xcellar page.
I know.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Hold that thought for a second here. Hold on. All right. So that is the variant for Venom 23, and that is basically Black Widow as a symbiote. Yeah.
It's funky. That image was not in the book whatsoever.
Yeah. Like you said, it was a spoiler variant.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You said she has a cameo in the back. It's just her as regular old. She's wearing a hoodie.
Yeah, it's literally just her in a couple frames with some juice falling on her.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's good. So Venom 23, get it. Must have for Venom fans, Ty, just to get it for everyone else.
Yeah, definitely. Just the whole run so far is spectacular. So
who's the art and writing team on this?
Torrin Grombeck is the writer. Ken Lashley is the artist. Sorry, I had it written down.
Hey, no, this is a team effort right now.
Yeah. And, July 26th. Street date was July 26th.
Okay. Awesome. So good job, Ty.
Thanks.
Hey, the way I look at it is any content's better than no content, right, Mike?
Yeah. Wait, where's Tyler's chair? It's empty. There's no content.
The writer and the artist have changed multiple times.
Yeah, they go back and forth. Like, doesn't Ram V write sometimes?
Yeah.
And
And a guy named Ewing.
Al Ewing does stuff. Yeah, it's like there's like a rotating 3 of them.
Yeah, it's kind of funky, but it's not like it looks totally different and writes totally different the whole time. So
yeah. All right. Well, it's kind of funny during this entire episode so far, and this was not pre-planned, but it's happened quite a bit. I've been making jokes about impersonating Pat, and it's going to continue now because I read Daredevil #1. What is this, volume 27, Mike?
you really made that cover realistic, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see what volume. Is this 8?
No, yeah, I don't know. I obviously was exaggerating, but it's a lot. Yeah. I actually thought it was double digits so far. Like 11 or something, but I don't know. So anyway, I read Daredevil #1, whatever volume this is. Michael will answer that in a second here.
Like
The
9.
the creative team on this is Saladin Ahmed is the writer, and Aaron Cooter. I don't know. I'm not familiar with that artist either. Is the art on does the art for this? I figured this was a good opportunity, not only to jump on board with there. What do you got? What are you putting up, Mike? You putting up
Volume
figures?
8.
Volume 8. Okay, Mike nailed it. So this is volume 8. Yeah, I could have swore like the last time I paid attention to what volume was like 8, and then like I felt like the last 2 times Patrick reviewed it, it was like 2 volumes later. So that's why I was thinking 11. But anyway, it's volume 8. Got it. So, again, I thought this was a good opportunity to jump on board Daredevil. And I feel like Pat's done such amazing reviews of Daredevil that I kind of knew what was going on. You know what I'm saying, Mike? Do you agree with that, right?
Yeah.
So, Pat, if you haven't read this yet and you're watching or listening to this, I would definitely suggest you step out because my review is not going to be as enjoyable as your own, and then I'm sure you don't want it spoiled. So that goes for anybody that wants to read this before I review it anyway, because the spoilers galore inbound. Does that count you, Mike? Are you going to check out?
I'm not going to because I still need to read a
lot of other stuff. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
So anyways, as Pat said in the final issue of the last volume of Daredevil, Daredevil was dead, essentially. And he had sacrificed himself to save everybody against the what was it, the evil hand or something, right, Mike? I think, right?
Yeah, I don't recall exactly.
Yeah, it was I'm pretty sure that's what it was. If I'm butchering it there, but he sacrificed himself to save everyone, and without skipping a beat, Daredevil's back in Daredevil #1 here, except we don't exactly know exactly how he came back yet. They kind of, they mentioned that a few times throughout this issue that it's kind of inexplicable why exactly and how exactly he's back. But he has no memories when this book starts. He has no memories of his previous life at all. In fact, he's a priest. So they're calling him Father Murdoch and Father Matt, and he's kind of working at a foster. It's not really a foster care home, but it kind of is. It's basically foster care, but they're kind of working outside the system because they have a generous anonymous donor that's giving them money to basically take care of these children that would otherwise be lost in a broken, foster care system. And the kids are loving it, of course. And excuse me, even though he doesn't remember his past, he's still a bad butt these kids are troubled kids too, as you can imagine, kind of pulls them off the street with problems. And whenever problems that kind of follow the kids to this house, arrive, Daredevil, expeditiously kicks their butt, without problem, without exactly knowing how and why he can do this.
Can you imagine doing that? You just destroy somebody and go, how in the world?
Karen's chiming in, calling this a reform facility. Yeah, Karen, we can go with that. But it's definitely, Father Murdoch and there's another priest. It's the two of them kind of taking care of these kids. So I don't know whether you call if it's religious, it's a reform facility or what. But anyway, regards to that, then kind of Elektra comes into the picture because kind of Matt mentions he feels like that he's always being watched. And then that kind of alludes to Elektra as Daredevil watching him. And we find out that she's actually the one that's giving this facility, Matt, all the money they need. She's the anonymous donor. And of course, she wants to go to Matt and, talk to him. They mentioned she doesn't even know how and why, or how he got back or why he's back or anything. But she is aware that he's kind of, for lack of a better way to describe it, happier, kind of being ignorant of his past life and kind of living this life rather than being Daredevil. And she's basically accepting the fact that she's not going to have a life with him. She'll just continue to watch over him and be an anonymous donor so he can live that way. And she's happy for him. Until this new ominous figure, we don't know exactly who he is, kind of appears behind Elektra. They duke it out, and then it possesses her. So she's possessed. And while she's possessed, what do you guess she does, Mike?
Attacks Matt Murdock.
Matt, you nailed it. Exactly.
Because that's what I would do.
Right, yeah. So she attacks, her possessed self attacks Matt Murdock. And of course, he survives this battle. And as he survives it, he starts having memories because he can feel, he mentions, not only do I feel like I know you, I'm feeling a lost love feeling here, so he starts to realize that she means something to him, and then through this battle and everything, it all comes back to light who he actually is. So he actually dons a costume similar to the original costume. I wouldn't even say similar, identical to the original costume he wore in the Daredevil Netflix series. Do you remember that, Mike? Do you remember what his costume looked like at the beginning of the Netflix series Daredevil?
Yeah. It was mostly black with didn't he have just a
black hood over his face? Yeah. So he dons that, and to defeat this possessed and essentially save possessed Elektra. And he does. He actually does an exorcism, and holds up his crucifix and speaks some passages or whatever he needs to kick this demon that's possessing Elektra out, and he accomplishes it. And then he decides he needs to be Daredevil again, and he can't exactly explain what's drawing him to this box in the closet either. But in the box in the closet is his old costume. So on the final page of this issue, he's back to regular, normal Daredevil. He has decided, though, he doesn't want to leave the foster home, the religious foster home, whatever you want to call it. So it seems like this issue is just a setup for, it's like ground zero for what's going to happen. And all it did was get Matt Murdock alive and back to being Daredevil, but with his backdrop, rather than being, a lawyer, that people can hire and having an office and stuff, he's going to be the caretaker for this foster home. So that's all that happened. Let's say it again, Mike.
That's a bit of a pay cut, but
well, no, Elektra is.
Oh, that's right. She did. Yeah, you said the donation, right?
Arguably, it could be believable that he's actually making more, because wasn't that always the thing with the other Daredevils, is he's always taking on pro bono cases anyway. Yeah. So, This is fine. I mean, it's definitely a setup issue. I mean, the art was good. There was a couple panels that I actually thought were kind of a little bit fell short, but overall I enjoyed the art. I enjoyed the writing. It was real easy read. I think this is a $7 issue because I don't know if it's double size, but it's definitely more pages than a typical comic. And like I said, the art was good, writing's good. I enjoyed it, so get it. I wouldn't say it's a must-have, and honestly, I don't even know if this is a must-have if you're planning on reading this new series in general, because you literally could take out of it what I just said and not even need this issue, just knowing that Daredevil's back, but the new backdrop is he's the caretaker of a foster home. That's essentially it that happened in the story. I mean, you might, the first time you see a demon in later issues, you might wonder what's going on with the demons, but the demon we saw in this issue, we've got no backstory or history on him. But I will say that, again, I should take pictures of these panels sometime, right, Mike?
That's a good idea. I don't know where you'd ever get that idea.
Because whenever he does the exorcism and knocks the Daredevil or knocks the demon out of Elektra, when he's laying there before he's disintegrating and kind of speaking his, evil threats as he's dying, he actually looks like Daredevil from the previous volume. He's got like a beard and so, like he's got that look. Although the Daredevil costume was kind of old school Daredevil, it was yellow and brown or whatever instead of red. So, but he definitely had a Daredevil costume on. I don't know what that means. But the demon, when he excised him out of Elektra, is laying there disintegrating with a Daredevil costume on. So take that for what it means.
I think with this cover, we all love John Romita Jr. drawing characters in the rain.
Yeah.
In case anyone at Marvel is listening, that would be a cool themed variant run through all their titles. The Romita Jr. characters, like Thor in the rain and the X-Men in the rain. I think that'd be so awesome.
That would be cool. Yeah.
I'd buy those.
Yeah. The only thing that's missing in this, Ty.
What?
A gargoyle. It'd be perfect if he was a gargoyle there. Maybe there's no gargoyles in Hell's Kitchen. Maybe that's what it is. Mike?
Oh, it's New York. I mean, I think they have gargoyles there.
Probably
not as prominent as Gotham.
Yeah. Do you like how I called on you like that you're the New York gargoyle aficionado
Yeah.
guy?
Remember? Hey, I'm not wrong, Mike. You need New York Mike. He lives there.
That's
gargoyle.
true. Yeah. Is there gargoyles in New York, Mike? Yeah, that'd be perfect. All right, but yeah, definitely Daredevil #1. Get it. And if you are planning on reading a new volume and you want to have all the info needed, must have for whoever's excited for this new volume, Daredevil, which I am one. I definitely will be getting them all, but I'm going to try to keep up with it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try to read it before Pat reviews it. If he, obviously we switch it up all the time. Who knows if he'll continue on Daredevil? He might have just been continuing on it so much because he loved it so much, which is awesome, of course. So hopefully this one's as awesome and he carries on with his reviews on this, but I'm going to try to stay ahead of him. And then I can give my input too. That's fun. Right?
Yeah. And that issue also soaks up Arizona tea.
It does. It's it's a quick picker upper, like you said. Yeah. All right, but we got a must-have and two definite get-its / must-haves if you're a Daredevil Venom fan. So, good job.
Yeah.
You have something, Mike?
Yeah. I meant to do this at pick 3. Just because it's cover related.
Okay.
But for anybody that's reading Void Rivals, they're going nuts with the reprints. So issue #1 is coming up with the 4th printing, and that's the cover there. And what you need to know about it is it connects
to issue number 2, which is the 3rd printing. So it's a connecting cover set. Issue 1 and 2, 4th printing, and 3rd printing.
Can you go back to it again?
Yeah, I wish I had time to put them together. I just didn't have time when I did all this.
One more time.
So issue number 2 is the left cover.
Okay, that's what I was trying to visualize. Okay.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of his arm down there in the right corner. And then issue number 2 is the right part of the picture.
Okay, and then
You just said issue number 2 is the left and the right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Issue number 1 is the left cover. Issue number 2 is the right cover. So,
yeah, gotcha. Go back to the
and
one
these
real
come
quick.
out.
Just
Yeah.
flip them really fast so he can get that visual.
Yeah, do it really fast, Mike.
I am, but it doesn't do it really fast on my computer. There, I did it.
Okay. That wasn't fast. We
But
meant to go back and forth, like multiple
okay.
times.
Okay. It's not even changing there.
No, it's changing. It's good. Yeah. Okay.
All
That's okay.
And then, of course, because things just never make sense, issue number 3 has a 2nd print, and there's the cover for number 3. It has nothing, so it's not connecting. But
That's pretty cool, though.
yeah,
like that
oh
cover.
yeah, yeah. So issue 1 is 4th printing. Issue 2 is a 3rd printing. Issue 3 is up to the 2nd printing, and all 3 of those come out October 4th. And I didn't review it this week, but this is definitely a really fun series. This is a get it. So I just wanted to put out the connecting covers because it took me a minute. I saw the 4th printing was a connecting cover, so I had to now what does it connect to? I figured if I had the question, someone else had the question.
Very nice. That's what we're here for, to help. We're here to help the viewers. Good job, Mike.
Thanks.
All right. Tyler, are you ready for the spotlight?
Yeah.
Awesome. Here we
All right,
go.
we've got collectibles on the horizon.
Nice.
If you like Star Wars and Spider-Man, stick around. If you don't, go away. I'm just
No,
kidding.
stick around anyway.
I'm
You're
just
going to
kidding.
make them like it. No.
All right, where do we start? So they're releasing a line of No Way Home figures, Spider-Man. We've got Tom Holland. I think it looks great. I don't really have release dates on this. They're kind of just announced. I think his likeness is perfect.
Yeah, it is. And does that mask come on and off like a helmet, or is it like mask?
No, it's removable heads.
Oh, it's changeable heads. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And
That
then
makes
I think it's pretty sweet. No
Yeah.
complaints here.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Two of the 3 are amazing. There's Andrew Garfield.
Oh, man.
Looks literally perfect.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And then we've got
Not Tobey Maguire.
not Tobey
Missing.
Maguire.
Oh,
Oh,
come
man.
on.
What is that? What's happening?
You know what that is? You know what? I'm not even joking. You know what I'll bet you they thought on this one?
What?
Do you know how it's been like a new thing where like Tobey Maguire's always angry when the paparazzi's around? So they get like, that's a thing. He's
Yeah.
like always scowling at them,
Uh-huh.
That's the face they chose for this. It still doesn't look spot on even in that regard, but if you think about it in that way, it looks
I don't know. I
Kinda
see
close.
that you're trying to give them an excuse, but it just doesn't look good.
I have the excuse. This is the
sculptors saying, "All right, we knocked the first 2 out of the park. We've got 2 days left to do Tobey Maguire because we took so much time to get the other 2 correct."
So if you open this package and you throw away the stranger's head sculpt and then put on the Spider-Man mask, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's great. His suit looks sick.
You said throw away the stranger's head.
So yeah,
Man, I don't know what quote I'm going to use for the website this week. There's so many. Jeez, the Daredevil one, the quicker picker upper, or the stranger's head sculpt, or whatever.
Yeah, the figure's great in general. Just bad face likeness. And
Do you let me? Can you go back to the other pictures real quick? Well, the first one too. So it looks like the bodies are exactly the same. They're just repaints, right?
I wouldn't go quite that far, actually.
Yeah, I think they're actually different sculpts too.
The molds are definitely a little different.
Yeah, his chest is a little bigger.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Yeah, they all look cool though. That's for sure. I could see myself getting these. These are awesome. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
I'd love to get them. I didn't really like the 3-pack that they released too much. I didn't like Toby there either. But I like Toby's Spider-Man in this one a lot more.
Nice. Okay. Very nice.
Yeah. And then we got more Spider-Man. Oh, we do, but a little bit of redemption, but not quite for Toby. Man, these are not in order. Sorry. We've got a Hot Toys Spider-Man 3, Tobey Maguire. And
Boy, that is spot on. Yeah.
that is perfect. Hot Toys never misses.
Yeah.
They're so in detail that the eyes are movable on their own. You could have them look in
Crazy.
different directions.
Is this the only pick you got of this one?
No, I've got quite a few.
Okay. Sorry.
Wow.
So he's got a little symbiote action.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Ha!
You can change the head with the mask on, mask off.
Mhm.
The only thing I think is funky is, Venom doesn't really come out of Toby because it's not necessarily Venom yet. So it's
Right.
definitely a little hokey, as Dad
Mixing
likes to
things.
say.
Some fan, what do they call that? Some fan service where they just kind of mix if you're a Venom fan and it's the black costume together,
Yeah.
even though it doesn't exactly make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Doesn't make sense, though.
Right.
And there's another one I got here. Yeah, the figure alone is great.
That's cool. Do you have any prices on these two?
I do not.
Okay. Oh, that one kind of makes sense because it's just him kind of trying to separate from it rather than it looking like Venom too much.
Yeah, there's another shot I think I missed where it's more up high, but that's kind of the white you see next to his head on the top is his Venom's teeth, and you can see his eye. So it does make a little bit more sense, but it still is a portrayal of Venom coming off of him.
It looks cool still.
So that's definitely awesome. It's probably in the few $100s range.
Yeah.
I would guess $350 to $400.
Yeah. So then moving on to some Star Wars.
Okay.
We got a new helmet for Captain Rex. This would definitely be one of the few that I definitely eventually want to buy. These are $130 something a piece.
Battle damage. Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And they're accurate. You can actually use them for cosplay and stuff.
I didn't, since you weren't on the show last week, we didn't talk about it, but how about when Commander Rex showed up in Ahsoka, right? That was awesome.
Yeah, it was a dream come true.
Yeah.
He was pretty bulky. Kind of looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger was under that armor.
He was sick. He was sick, though.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
It was a little odd hearing Tamora Morrison's voice under it, though. As odd as that sounds, because he's obviously all the clones, but it wasn't Tamora voicing him in the Clone Wars.
Right. Yeah.
But still, no complaints on that department because he's the rightful voice actor, I think.
Right.
So.
Yeah. He should. It's right. He did it. Yeah. Exactly.
It should have been in the Clone Wars, I think.
Yeah.
It's only weird because of what we know.
Right.
Then we have a super awesome Star Killer from The Force Unleashed coming out. I think pre-orders just went up. This was announced a while ago, but pre-orders just went out. Shoot. It's a special set. Comes with two stormtroopers, a lot of attachments for force abilities. Got some lightning head sculpts. And then a continuation of this shot for pushing the stormtroopers.
I don't know how much I feel. I don't know how I feel about that push. You know.
Well, maybe the stormtrooper needs to come up some, so it's the gap isn't there. It might look cooler.
That's true. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who posed these? Rookie.
But yeah, you can see what they're going. They're obviously going for the box cover. Yeah. That's cool. I don't know how spot on that head sculpt either.
Yeah, I was gonna say the face doesn't quite get me, but still a much needed figure we've wanted, and I'd still love to have it, but it being such a package, it's a little expensive, which is a little disappointing. I wish they would just normally release it like everything else.
Do you know what that expensive is by chance?
That's like $100.
Oh, okay. Why didn't a little, like you said, a little expensive. That isn't too bad because they'd be like what, 29 by themselves anyway, right?
Yeah. They change that all the time. Some come out at 24, some come out at 32, even if it's not a deluxe figure.
Yeah.
So you never know.
That's pretty cool though.
Then we've got Balin Skull. This was taken from the live stream.
Oh, okay. That's what I was gonna say.
I think he looks good.
Yeah.
No cloaks, which is always a disappointing decision by them. Continuously, they don't like making us fully happy. They just want to get something out there. It doesn't make any sense. But overall, I think he looks pretty good.
Even if it was not a very high quality cloak, that would make sense to just put a cloak in there,
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get why they do that.
I always thought about that with like old school Return of the Jedi Luke. The cloak with Luke was lame, but it existed, so it was kind of cool still,
Uh-huh. And then Shin Hati, this figure kind of stinks.
Her hair looks like a helmet, right?
Yeah, it. Unless you use soft goods for hair, most of the time it's not that great. But yeah, this just looks bad in general, and it doesn't. Her face sculpt is really bad. I probably won't be getting this.
Are you sure you're a completionist?
I'm not a completionist.
Well, you're a clone completionist.
Yeah.
All right.
We've got, I think that does it for Black Series. We've got some vintage collection. Jedi Knight Revan and HK47. I think these look sweet. I'm not a 3-inch collector, though. But, when it's a Revan, I always consider getting it.
Yeah. For the people that are unfamiliar, what's HK47?
He's his buddy, assassin droid from Knights of the Old Republic.
He looks pretty cool. You don't collect any 3-inch?
No.
Huh. Ha! Look at that. Nice.
And then obviously their battle at the end of Obi-Wan.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is 3-inch too.
Yeah.
I'm going to actually say that's an excellent job, because that's always something that doesn't quite, it's kind of hard to pull off, having a head be perfectly sized for a body when you've got kind of a helmet combo going on. There's always something off. The helmet's either too big, the head's too small for the body, you know, all kinds of, but this looks pretty spot on, right, Mike?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be careful you don't get that Spaceballs effect.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
To fit an actual head in there.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. I like it. It's good.
Yeah, it's
Especially
definitely
being 3-inch. That's even more impressive for being a 3-inch.
3.75.
That's
That
still,
helps.
More like,
that's still classified as a 3-inch, right? Yeah. I mean,
looks like more like Ewan McGregor's stunt double, though.
kind of looks like Chuck Norris. He's got a Chuck Norris look going on there a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah, there you go. Chuck Norris. Oh, I like it more now. Chuck Norris is Obi-Wan. I'm in.
Right.
Then I tried to go off the rails a little bit, show other stuff. Got some Power Rangers.
Those are very cool. Man, you know, the Power Rangers are the coolest lame thing ever, or the lamest cool thing ever. I don't know, and my opinion changes regularly, you know, but just, man, Power Rangers are just such a phenomenon to me, is how they are so awesome when they aren't cool, or again, like I said, or they're so cool even though they're lame. I don't, you know, it's you feel what I say there at all, Ty?
Yeah, I think I know what you're getting at.
I mean, look how cool they are. But if we watch these characters in action during show, they're so lame. You know what I mean? It's like,
Mhm.
These look cool because you still get their colors, but you know, when they're in that the whole entire suit is one color, that looks silly.
I disagree. I think they look awesome too. Then it's just old school. That's a little bit more old school. They're trying to modernize, I guess, you know. But
yeah,
I'd still only consider myself a fan of Power Rangers for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the originals.
And let me walk back my critique there a little bit. For any Power Rangers fan out there, I'm not being like judgmental of you. You know, I totally get why people dig it. I watched many a season of Power Rangers and loved a lot of them. You know, most of my kids were young at the time. That's why I'm watching them. And maybe I've moved out of that a little bit now that all my kids that liked it are older. But yeah, man, I can still get down with some appreciation of Power Rangers. That's for sure. Especially when I'm just looking at them. They look so cool.
Yeah, they look sick. And we got some to appease the anime fans in the show. Some My Hero Academia.
Oh, that's awesome.
I came across it.
That looks great.
Do you have any specs on this, like size and material?
No. I just saw it was in a 2024 release. And yeah, I don't know much about the show at all or anything.
No. I meant, is this a statue or is it like a, you know, like a plastic thing, or do you know?
I'm not sure.
Do you know the size?
No.
No.
It looks like it's probably like this big.
Right. It could also be a close-up of something this big.
Yeah, there's a lot of detail and all that. That looks cool.
That's true. Yeah. You'd assume it'd be bigger. I'm sure. Yeah. That looks very cool.
And then that is it.
Awesome.
Yeah, really cool. I can't afford any of it.
Well, just to let you know for the future, Ty, Pat's been doing a great job for quite a while now. At the end, you know what I'm talking about, Mike, where he does a great, and that's what's on the horizon for you. He's got this great ending of the segment for him, incorporating the name of the segment. You gotta watch a few episodes next time to get practiced up on that, Ty. So, other than that, awesome, spectacular, great job, job. Yeah,
well done. The segment that I can never afford.
Yeah.
Because I collect comics.
In memory of
hey, Pat.
In memory of Pat. Wait, no, anybody who's just checking in, nothing happened to Pat. He's just off for a week. Okay?
Yeah. He's got like real world stuff he's doing.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, good job, Ty, and we really appreciate you being here filling in. It's a lot of, obviously you not only do a great job filling in for Pat's segment specifically, but just being here for the whole episode to have fun with us too. It's a lot of fun too. We're really thankful you're here, right, Mike?
Yep.
I love being here.
Okay. All right. Are we ready to recap? Are we ready to recap the awesomeness that we just did?
Yep.
All right. All right, what do you got, Mike?
I want to start with last week we started a new segment. What do I call it? What New York Mike finds ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm just going to guess what he'd find ridiculous this week, and what he would find ridiculous is I waited until 2 hours and 15 minutes ago to ask him for his submission, which was at the beginning of the show. So I didn't get a hold of him early enough. I forgot.
Let me see if I can encapsulate that in a small sentence for you. Mike would think it's ridiculous that you just reminded him for his ridiculousness 2 hours ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got you. Or 2 hours before the show. Yeah, got it.
No, not even 2 hours before the show. 2 hours ago.
2 hours ago.
Yeah.
That would be during the show. You did it during the show?
No, it's 2 hours and 15 minutes if you want to split hairs.
Oh, okay. Well, if I want to split hairs, I'd say it was 2 hours, 16 minutes, and 41 seconds ago.
Right.
That was funny, studio audience. Anyway, Tyler, your turn, buddy.
Pick up the new Daredevil #1 if you need a refill on your paper towels.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit cheaper.
Never underestimate Disney to make you want a new action figure. See the hilarious snail rocks in this episode of Ashoka. Karen's got one. Ty comes through while Pat's off doing life. True.
Not
Mike?
life in prison. He's not life in prison. He's doing
Yes, he's not in prison. He's not dead. He's just living his life. Mike?
So I've got a bunch today. Daryl disrespects donkeys.
Daryl disrespects donkeys.
Say that to you.
PETA is going to be all over us this episode. I don't know.
I didn't feed the donkey to the Walking Dead. He did.
Right. That's true. PETA's going to be all over the Walking Dead.
Yeah. No donkeys were harmed. Go ahead.
Yeah. Tyler?
Thrawn was perfect in every way in Ashoka.
Perfect. See, here you go. You get
ridiculous.
You get all crazy with your statements. Okay.
What do you mean?
Okay. First of all, actually, I should say you're like your brother because he's the one that reminded me when he said that he loved every second of Obi-Wan, and I had to tear that to pieces. Here's what I'm going to say about Thrawn. He definitely had a little bit. He was definitely a little thick around the midsection.
It's been 10 years. He's old and he's been in isolation.
Okay, fair. Okay.
Come on.
Amazing.
Right. I'll take it then. Okay. You're just saying, in your opinion, he's perfectly portrayed from a 10 years later Thrawn from what we know. Got it. Okay.
And it's harder to go from animation to live action than vice versa.
True.
Because how awesome is Count Dooku in both?
That is true. It's so funny you mentioned that because that's exactly what I was thinking when I was thinking about the Thrawn comparison to him in animation, it reminded me of how disappointed I was with Inquisitor. And hold that thought 1 second, Karen. The Inquisitor, you know, from animation to live action, that was underwhelmingly disappointing to me. But then I was thinking,
I don't give that one that excuse though.
Why? It's the same excuse.
We have a perfect rendition of the Utapau guy's race in Revenge of the Sith.
That's true. That's true. Oh man, damn!
See,
I gave it the excuse to like it, and then you just gave it the excuse for me to dislike it. You're right. Was that Utapau guy in Attack of the Clone or Revenge of the Sith? Was he CGI though?
I don't know. It looked pretty real.
Yeah, it did look real, but you know, who knows? Anyway,
yeah, I think they just did a poor job making the Grand Inquisitor.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, all right, Karen, what do you got? Or no, that was
Patrick.
Pat's chiming in. He's been eating a lot of escargot. You guys get it?
Yeah.
You get it, Mike?
Yeah, something about some snail dog thing.
No, not snail dog. It's dog horse and snail rock.
And that leads me to my next thing.
Huh?
Dog, horses, and donkeys.
Yeah.
Like the subtitle for this episode. Dog, horses, and donkeys. That's what we're talking about.
Oh, I'm totally changing the title since I butchered it saying Cover Combat 6 announcement. I'm changing it to Dog, Horses, and Donkeys.
All right. I like it.
Dog, horses, donkeys, and snail rocks. Anyway, Invasion keeps rolling right along, being an enjoyable show. Check it out. Mike?
Always lead with the lightsaber.
Man, you are nailing it today. That's facts. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler?
Tyler.
Show more emotion when you see your friend after a long time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You should do that. That's true. Never underestimate Marvel Legends' ability to put a stranger's face on your favorite characters' bodies.
Yeah.
And then be shockingly accurate everywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another never. Never leave the house without your helmet.
Facts.
Especially if you're a Mandalorian.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler?
Don't try to turn a bob haircut plastic on an action figure because then it'll look like a crappy helmet.
The laugh track was over, or the clap track was over you a little bit there. You want to restart that and say it again, Ty?
Don't try to turn a bob haircut into an action figure's plastic hair because it'll look like a helmet.
Yeah, that is true. Yep. All right, and this is my final one. If you guys got more, it's fine, but this is my final one. I hope Filoni and others are watching Comics and Collectibles in the crawl space for some great tips for future shows and movies from your boy Kevin. Mike?
Yeah, my last one is Read the Sacrificers. It's really great. It's one of my favorites this year.
Nice. Adding that to the Void Rivals. You're having a good year.
Yeah.
That's it.
You done, Ty?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Karen, you got anything else before we close up here? All right. Thank you. I actually have one other announcement, but I'm going to incorporate it in the closing here. But here we go. Please like and comment on this video, as well as subscribe and hit that bell to get notifications. On that note, I might have a note for every single scroll this time. On that note, I'm going to do my best to, and I'm starting today, and that's why I'm mentioning it now, to cut a video to put something out midweek. And actually, we've talked about doing that for Cover Combat next week, too. Actually, pre-recording and then putting it out midweek. We'll more on that in the future. But I definitely want to get some kind of short video. I think that'd be kind of funny, and we'll see how those. So you definitely got to hit the bells to get the notifications when we put those out. Then please subscribe to Comics and Collectibles in the Crawl Space on Spotify for podcasters or many other podcast providers. And please listen to the edited podcast of this live stream on Spotify. That'll be posted no later than Tuesday. Then follow XcellarComics on Facebook, Instagram, and or X, aka Twitter. And follow Xcellar_comics on TikTok and whatnot. And then watch our shows on the Whatnot app. Bookmark them now. It should just say bookmark it now, because I've got a show scheduled for today. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make that one again. So I put in this scroll here to bookmark them now to get notified when the ridiculous deals will be offered. And what I mean by that is this. I feel like I've gone a couple weeks now with not being able to wrangle in some Whatnot shows. And as I've mentioned in the past, unfortunately, it's been a while now since I've had a really good Whatnot show. I'm talking more than 5 or 6 people in the room. And it's really tough when I've got so much else going on to prioritize a show that occasionally I'll have maybe one sale and hardly any viewers and stuff like that. It's real hard for me to put that energy in there. I'm just being completely bluntly honest. But there's 2 times that I definitely have no problem putting energy into Whatnot shows. And that's one, when I have a guest. So basically, I will start a Whatnot show whenever I have a guest host to kind of, even if the show is lackluster as far as sales are concerned, it's still an enjoyable time I'm going to kind of say for me and the viewers if I have a guest. And then secondly, when I've got ridiculous deals, as you can imagine, when the deals are ridiculous, we don't exactly make money, but they're very popular. That's kind of the thing with ridiculous deals. Everybody loves them, but they aren't exactly good for us. And that's tough if I do those regularly. So I'm incorporating all of those things together. When I have a guest host, which will not be very often, I'll definitely run a ridiculous show, which will definitely be a big payoff for whoever. So what I will do in the meantime until that happens is I will make videos showing what I will add to the short box that will be ridiculous. And nothing I will sell will be more than $3. So hypothetically, I'll make a video or a post that I'll show a $30 book that's going to be in a short box that I'll start getting prepped on a regular basis. So when I have a guest, it'll be a super ridiculous show. It'll have some value in there for us to make money, but it'll be more about giving back to our community and showing some ridiculous deals. But since that's when I really get my good shows, we can't have them that regularly. It's just not plausible as far as financially is concerned. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Did everything I just say
me or everybody out there?
Oh yeah, everybody out there. I'm just waiting for everybody else's answer. But no, you, Mike. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ty, does that make sense to you? Ty, you're muted. What did you say, Ty?
I was going to say, yeah, who are you waiting on a response for?
Right.
It'd be funny if we all sat here in an awkward silence till we got like 7 comments that said, yeah, we get it.
Right. So anyway, definitely bookmark my show. Oh, now here's the other thing I was thinking too. If I get a show that gets 10 bookmarks, I'll definitely do it too. Even if I don't have a guest,
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing too. My bookmarks are real low. I feel like, it's a couple regulars that are there mostly for me rather than the purchases. So I still don't sell much, So anyway, it's a lot of work for a little payback. So basically I'm having less shows for a lot of payback to the people and for fun. And since it'll be less often, it won't be as much work. So it's kind of combining all that because I love Whatnot. It's just hasn't paid off for us for a while now, So anyway, moving on. So check out what we have to offer on eBay as well at Xcellar_comics and on our website, XcellarComics.com. Again, working on getting more stuff there as well. And then right in line with everything else I was just saying, you can help support the show and all these things we do through Patreon at patreon.com/XcellarComics. Like I said, we've been kind of struggling with the sales, so we want to continue doing all this for forever to come. As far as I'm concerned, it's a great time, but we got to pay the bills somehow. So if you can't make a Whatnot show and you don't want to buy a comic from eBay, you can help us out through Patreon. So we'd appreciate that a lot. And then lastly, watch our next live stream on YouTube or Facebook next Saturday, September 13th, 9:30 a.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time, where we will reveal the first round of Cover Combat 6, right, Mike?
Yep.
As well as the logo for Cover Combat 6, right?
Yep. Well, I'm speaking for Pat. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we shouldn't speak for Pat. I bet you he's got it.
I'm confident. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So anyway, again, should be a great show. So definitely check that out. So that'll do it. You have anything else you want to add in, Mike?
No, I'm good.
How about you, Tyler?
Mm-mm.
No. Again, thanks for being here, Ty. We really appreciate it. And thank you to Pat for stopping by and chiming in a little bit too. That was unexpected and fun as well. So it helped us curb our missing Pat a little bit. So appreciate you being there, Pat. So all right. And everybody, appreciate everybody checking out all we do everywhere. And until next time, don't forget that appreciating great art is awesome and reading a great story is fun. So why not pick up a comic book and do both? Xcellar out.